Hello, everybody. How are you doing on this Sunday evening? Man, this is another one of those shows where it's like you don't even want to do it, right? Just because we're talking about the same thing every single week. But we're going to do it anyways. We're going to try to have some fun with it. And of course, we want you to jump into the conversation and so we can talk about, should we be concerned? Are you concerned? How concerned are you from this total collapse that happened against Orlando City? But should be fun. I am flying solo today. Ed is hanging out with his wife with doing some family stuff. So I will definitely need to lean on you guys in the chat. So get active and let's have some fun tonight. But first, let's say thank you to Caneswear. Caneswear is located on University Drive, just south of 595. It is the best place in South Florida to get your Inter Miami gear. Best prices in town. Support a local business. Local businesses always need your help, so support them. Go to caneswear.com. If Davie, Florida is too far for you to drive, all orders over $99 ship for free. And of course, you want to leave a voicemail. So far, we have a couple of voicemails in the queue. Oh, we got three. No, two. We have two voicemails in the queue. So if you want to jump in and leave a voicemail, you could do that too at 786-474-4435. So I was at the game. I'm not sure if you were at the game. I see one person that for sure was at the game in the because I ran into B King. But let's say hello to you guys in the chat first. First person I see is Wycia. Good morning. One World, One Goal is here. She was watching F1, which was in town as well. I watched a little bit. Oh, yeah, Mr. Krabs says, yes, we should be concerned. B King is here, and he wants some changes. All right. Sean Callahan says we should be very concerned. Okay. Kata is here. Man, oh man, what a way to lose. Exactly. Oh, you booed. Oh, don't boo. Don't boo. Miami Mac is here. Shameful collapse. Great Canadian keeper makes save last night. Well, our Canadian keeper did pretty good. And then here we go. Boss Daddy. First half was awesome. Second half sucked, but that's sports. Did you make it down, Boss Daddy? Did you make it down from Orlando? Where did you sit? Oh, thank you, One World. And yes, I see your voicemail. So we'll get to voicemails in a little bit. But yeah, this is it's the first loss in, I almost said Drive Pink, in new stadium. Having said that, we've only lost 2 games this year. So I don't know how concerned we really should be. Obviously, there's some concern. I wouldn't have made the thumbnail if I hadn't been, if I wasn't concerned, but just how much I wouldn't get too. I don't, you can't get too high or too low, right? But it was just crazy. I felt so confident going into this game. If you watch the Game Day vlog is live right now for all members. For right now, all members, you want to click that join button and become a member. You can go see the Game Day vlog right now and relive that misery. There's also a food vlog up there too. We did a little food review. We're going to do more of those. So we did that as well, the stadium. That is up for members as well. Game Day vlog will go live tomorrow for the rest of you guys. But, okay, here you go. Boss Daddy did go, and he was in section 134. Nice. So you got in the lower bowl. He says he saw us from a distance. That was one thing really cool about, especially about riding the tri-rail every game. I'm seeing a lot of you guys on the tri-rail. Saw a young fan up in the stands, way up high, because I went all over the stadium. I went everywhere that I was allowed to go. Basically, I couldn't go on the VIP side this time, but I've been there. So, Oh, yeah, Mr. Krabs saying Orlando won a game at New Stadium before Miami. Think about how embarrassing it is. It is. It is embarrassing. That's the part that sucks the most is just against who it was, right? We've got to listen to their nonsense at least for another year, right? I mean, we could play. I'm sure we play him again. Do we play him again this year? I'm not sure, but if we play him again this year, it would be in Orlando, right? So we're at least as far as them beating us in our home stadium, we got to listen to them for another year, so we get another opportunity to do that here. But it is frustrating just because of who it was. And what was most frustrating is the Jekyll and Hyde of this team. That old cliche that I hate and I make fun of, but the tale of two halves, that stupid cliche, but it is true. What two different teams came out in the first half and the second half? It was amazing, ridiculous. I don't have the right adjective. Rick says, engage all alarms, need a rebuild, need new players, New Jersey, and a Palo Santo cleanse at the stadium. Yeah, we might need some sort of cleanse. We talked about that a little bit last week. Is a stadium cursed? Is it built on a Indian burial ground? I don't know. But it's not as bad as that, Rick. It's not as bad as that. I can't help but have some positivity. I tend to like to think of things, as a glass half full instead of half empty. We've only lost 2 games. We are still in 3rd place. Majority of the season does not really matter. All that matters is we are in the right form at the right time of year. We get the correct Allende at the correct time. We need correct some mistakes. Obviously, it is crazy how, though, like, I defend Falcone a lot on this channel. I like that guy, but it's getting harder to defend him. When I saw him basically a couple of different times, he's playing so far up and then just kind of quits when he gets beat. He's not really trekking back as much. He just kind of quits. It was terrible on defense, but again, I talk about this every week. Tactics, the lack of the midfield. Our defenders are pushing up so high. Is that because we have no midfield? Rodrigo de Paul, he gives the ball away more than he does. Now, yeah, he has some good shots and he looks dangerous on the attack from time to time, but man, he makes bad passes. All right, what else? Kata says a 3-0. I thought, oh yeah, let's drop a touchdown on them. Yeah, I mean, in our game day vlog, I do mention that at halftime, I was pretty confident. I was like, I need another 1 or 2 goals because I do know that, our defense can let us down. Our goalkeeper can let us down. But look, I don't think Dayton St. Clair is it's probably time to put Rocco in. But Dayton St. Clair, I'm not going to give him a hard time this week. The man saved a goal with his face. He used his face to save a goal. He gets another week. In my book, he gets another week. Claire X mentions it might just be 2 losses, but most of the games I have been draws that absolutely unacceptable with a team like Miami. Any other team in MLS that might be fine, but with that players Miami has. Okay, but see, that's the thing. Everybody expects us to win every game, and in sports, that's not possible. Come on. Every team, every week, we play somebody. This is their Super Bowl. This is their biggest game of the season. They step up for it. And also, look, everybody's read the playbook at this point. They kind of realize how to beat us. There's that too. Sports Shorts says, well, they did it. Can't believe they lost that. Well, you know what? After the game, I like to find humor and everything, maybe dark humor. I just leaned over to the guys and I just said, well, we broke the tie. The tiebreaker's done. No more ties at the stadium. No more draws. That streak of draws, we broke it. I mean, not the way we want to, obviously. Oh yeah, saying we don't play Orlando again until next year. Okay. Oh, this stupid thing. New is purple. Yep. I mean the team, but the company brand color, yeah. But Inter Orlando's name is Inter and Co. I mean, it's the same. We just need to switch brands. As far as burial ground, Sean says it's built on an old incinerator dumping ground. I know, but what was there before that? What were they trying to cover up? What was there before the incinerator? The incinerator was there. What I think back in the 40s or something. It was there a long. It was a long time ago. But what was there before is what I'm wondering. Or what were they incinerating? Shady stuff. All right. Boss Daddy says we had 0 shots on target second half and still gave up 3 goals. That's the worst of both worlds. What exactly was the plan? At least this should mean we will get a real coach soon. I kind of was talking about that. Was it last week? I think saying is it wrong to not necessarily want to lose, but just to scrape by, just so that we get a real coach sooner rather than later. And then there's also this controversy of Hoyos going into the press conference and basically answering one question and then walking out. That's not cool. You got to, you had a bad game. You got to sit there and pay the piper. That was one of the things I always liked about Phil Neville is he sat there and he took his medicine. He might find excuses here and there. I mean, every coach does. But he would sit and with the media and the whole time. Let's scroll down a little further. Julio's in here. Says he can't believe what happened last night. Yeah, exactly. Claire X is saying Miami themselves have said they want to set the standard of being winners. They wanted a spot against the South American clubs, but if this team can't pull wins, you can't accept mediocrity. I'm not accepting mediocrity. I just don't. I think sometimes there are unrealistic expectations put on this club. To some extent, their own fault, right? When you have your owner coming out and staking claims on the Club World Cup or the CONCACAF Champions Cup, I get it, but so they did it to themselves. But you can't in this league. You can't. Everybody that says fire the whole team, you can't. Sorry, you can't. This isn't European football. You can't. It's just no way to do that. You could buy out 2 contracts. That's it. The rest, they're not going anywhere. Oh, as far as the incinerator, Akata says 80s cocaine cartel bodies. Rick AD says the ghost of Mel Reese haunts the stadium. Yes, it's all those young golfers. Yeah, I don't like this. Messi was at the Miami Grand Prix acting like his team didn't just blow it. Suarez was there too. I saw some video of Suarez was there. So, yeah. Not a big fan of that. That's those optics type of thing. That's the kind of stuff that, people get thrown, Franco Panizo goes out and starts, poking the bear a little bit and raising those kind of questions, and people get all mad and everything, but they're legitimate questions. I mean, the optics are not good. You just get embarrassed, and then you're out hanging out partying. And I know they probably have commercial obligations to be there, but still, optics are bad for sure. Optics are bad. Oh yeah, Mr. Krabs says Mascherano would not have lost this game. So the interesting thing too, I thought, was that the previous 2 games we were playing with like a 3-back, 5-back system, and this time they rolled out 4. So they were changing things around. Look, I was happy at the end of last year when Suarez got benched. I thought his time was kind of up, and just use him as a sub or get rid of him. But these last 2 games, we definitely look more dangerous when he was in there, and he seems to unlock Berterame a little bit. But speaking of Berterame, he had so many opportunities. He had several opportunities. He just, whiffed on. I can't. He was definitely mad at himself. So, One World saying Messi's leg all bloody from cleat fouls too. Yeah. Eric Thomas is here. That was definitely one of the commentary. One of the Ed was complaining a lot about the referee all game. The fact that we weren't getting the calls, bad referee. I don't like doing that so much because you have to overcome the ref. The ref did not. We didn't lose the game because of the ref. So I don't like to yell at the ref too much, even though sometimes it does definitely play a part that it could definitely turn the game. I'll 80 says, I know the stakes weren't the same, but this one to me felt a little bit worse than game 3 loss versus Atlanta in 24. No, that was worse. That was worse. No, that was worse. But anytime you lose to Orlando, because listen, Orlando, they're just such big mouths, and now they've got every right to be. They've got every right to hoot and holler and say Florida's purple and all that kind of stuff. They got every right to. Well, I mean, we want to clap back at them. We could just say, hey, look, we got the MLS Cup. All you guys have is an Open Cup, right? We've got Leagues Cup. We've got Supporter Shield. We definitely have more trophies in the case. So to clap back, but okay. And now about the penalty, I guess, is that what you're talking about here? Falcone was so dumb. The Orlando player was not near the ball when he basically tackled the other player, cost the penalty. I was definitely mad at Falcone. Now, summer, we could buy out players. So here we go back to what we were talking about before. Rick says we need to buy Berterame out. We get our 2-year player. We get our 2-year player, two per year, and we already used one on Ustari. Jorge Mas said the money was not a problem. Time to prove it. Yeah, but you got to do it within the league. That's the problem. So yeah, we bought out. I don't know if we really bought out Ustari, or did they just agree to end the contract? I don't know. I mean, somebody can Google that, just verify that. Did we actually buy him out, or was that a kind of an agreed termination of contract? Because those are different. Berterame, you would definitely have to buy out. And so a lot of people want to bring in Casemiro. Maybe that happens. But I don't want to wait till the summer. I mean, look, I'm downplaying the loss a little bit because I keep saying, look at the schedule. I mean, look at the where we are in the standings. It's not bad where we are in the standings. We're sitting here up in third, but it was definitely hard to watch yesterday. Beginning of the game, we were in second, and Atlanta was in 14th at the beginning of the game. Now they moved up, we moved down. So basically, second to worst beating second best in the division. That's what stinks so much. So I'll give you that. But Mike V, love here when Mike V checks in. It's not the ref or the previous coaches. It's the ownership, and Hoyos was the architect behind this team. It was poorly put together, and I'm waiting for Mascherano to call it out. So it's hard to throw the owners under the bus when they are willing to open that checkbook every single time. But having said that, they might be really difficult to work for. Because there's something culturally wrong, I think, in that club, in the front office. We've had so much turnover in the front office over the years. How many coaches we've gone through as well. So you do have to wonder. I love that the owners are willing to open their pocketbook anytime. Money's not really a problem, but there does seem to be a problem in the front office. It doesn't help when you sign one player, which makes everybody loves having Messi on the team. Most people love it. But then you do so many other things just to make him happy. Hiring Hoyos to begin with, just to make him happy and put him in the front office. So that's Sean's saying we still have 2 buyouts. Okay, that's what I thought. I didn't think we used it on Ustari. IL80 is mentioning, and I'm going to get to voicemail in just a second. Says it feels like a raw wound right now, especially being there, and the feels were great right before the half. Exactly. If you look, don't let this. I enjoy sports. Clearly, we do this channel and we have fun with it and all that. But the loss is never going to take away my enjoyment of the game, the fun that I had hanging out with my friends. The stadium is great. Have fun going to the stadium and enjoy your time. Hey, we got a super chat from Caesar. Thanks so much for Caesar. I'm not playing the music because it's a problem. Thanks for the $5 super chat. Players need a Viagra shot at the second half to keep momentum and score advantage going. No win at home games. St. Clair had good stops, face included. You got a face stop. Yeah, they look tired in the second half. They definitely look tired. Now, you could say, well, they've been playing Saturday, Wednesday. So is Orlando. So are all the teams. But they looked tired. It definitely looked like a different team. They weren't tracking back. Messi was even giving the ball away. They looked tired. What we should have seen is like, look, if we're going to lose this game, let's lose it with the young guys. If the older players look tired, take them out. Now, I know you're not going to take out Messi, but take everybody out that you can and bring in some new players for that game. Let's see Pinter in there. Let's see the other new kid that we liked, Plasbeck or whatever his name was. Let's see those guys get in there. They brought in Allende. That was good. I mean, whether he did great or not, it was the right decision. But bring in some of that young blood that is going to be hungry and is going to track back and do all that they're going to throw their bodies everywhere because they're trying to, they want a job. So, Kata saying, here's his list. St. Clair, out. Bertarame, out. Mura, out. Regulion, out. I'm assuming that's X's mean out. An MLS team cannot miss on that many signings. Oh, okay, those are misses. Yeah, Mura is slow, too. I am not happy. Regulion is our new Mr. Glass. St. Clair did have some good stops. There you go. That's the name I was trying to think of. Planbeck. All right, let's go to a couple voicemails.
It's time for your voicemail.
Hello?
Hey, Peter, Uncle Ed, I do apologize for the last call. I had like a bad network around. But yeah, I saw the scoreline last night in the game. I mean, what kind of the deal that the Moss brothers did? Is it the same as Jerry Jones? Like, you guys needed to win the MLS Cup or a major trophy to solidify yourselves and to build that stadium down in Miami, because it is unfathomable that you've gone 4 games in that stadium without a win. I mean, you tied against Austin, who are terrible in the West. You tied against the Red Bulls, who are just as bad. New England. And then now you tied against Orlando. No, Orlando beat you. What is going on? I mean, my Atlanta won tonight. I mean, but it was against like Montreal, but still, it was still a great boost for us to win that game. But I mean, y'all, jeez, man, like that's a nice stadium you have there. You 4 games without a win in your new stadium. It's terrible, man. It really is. And I mean, you guys really do need to get a proper manager. Heck, I don't even think Javier Mascherano should have been fired just yet. But, you just have to keep on trucking, I guess. All right, see ya.
You know it's bad when an Atlanta fan, a new Weissman, sounds defeated and depressed about our loss. I've always said this. Anu is a secret Inter Miami fan. He's a great guy. But it's pretty bad when even he sounds so depressed about our situation. Real quick before we move on to the next chat, just a couple comments I came across while he was talking that I thought were interesting. Oisia says Hoyer should be fired from all positions, out of the club. They're not going to do that, I don't think. I think they would just move him to a role that is, Messi's buddy. So one where he just, you could put him on a recruitment kind of role where you just go talk to people or whatever. I don't know. Francisco, as far as Mascherano being fired, he says a member of the Mascherano staff had an argument with Messi. Messi family told management to fire him. Mascherano and the whole staff quit in solidarity with that person. Yeah, I heard there was something similar to that. Another quick question here that I thought was fun. The team, Mike V, the team is being run like a Palacio de los Jogos food stand. Big name, mid product, poor service, top pricing. It's a typical bait and switch and will not end well. I hope this isn't Fusion 2.0. Trust me, this is not Fusion 2.0. This team is well funded. They're not going anywhere. You just signed like a 99-year lease, whatever it is, something like that. Or was it a 50-year lease in Miami? I gotta have to go back. But a long lease in Miami. Look, a big part of that stadium deal, like so many of these stadium deals now, it's mixed use deals, right? So they're gonna make more money probably on selling, all the parcels of land, pieces of land there to restaurants, not selling it, but leasing it out to restaurants and Pop Stroke and all these other things. It's a big land grab, and it is. We were giving St. Clair a little bit of a hard time. Eric is right. I got to cut St. Clair some slack this game. He had 5 saves yesterday. It ain't his fault. Defense is trash. I would agree. I as much as I am not the biggest St. Clair fan, I was happy when he was signed, but I am no longer a big fan of his. Yesterday is not his fault. Although I think, I don't know, anytime he does come out of the goal, like there was this one part where, I think it was Allen that was, tracking back and he called up the keeper to get the ball, or, keeper called him off, whatever that situation was, and he got the ball, but I was nervous. Anytime he comes out and uses his feet, I'm nervous. Even when that penalty, I had no confidence that he was going to save that penalty. So I had no confidence. Yeah, so it is a 99-year lease. That's what I thought. Thanks, Sean. All right, let's get to the next voicemail.
What's up, mi gente? It's been a minute. It's your boy Yankee Yank. Listen, I have had a lot of thoughts about the result last night. I also, quite honestly, had to admit online to one of our old friends from the USL days, Bruce from Denord, that I'm aware that I'm very, very hard on your squad at times. And I don't really think that's jealousy. It's not necessarily hating on your squad. It's just the fact that you have so much talent, so many resources, and how it was built. It's not envy. It's really expecting maximum results from maximum investment. But the reality is, last time I checked, y'all had only lost 2 matches so far this season. So I owned my original comment, and I backed up from it, and it wasn't over the top, but I backed up over it, and I said, you know what, I got to raise my hand because I'm real hard on you guys. And the reality is there's a lot of football left to play.
That's what I'm saying.
A lot. And you guys are going to be involved in so many different competitions. And in the end, you very well could end up hoisting the MLS Cup and some other tournament trophies.
Mm-hmm.
So last thing I'd like to say is mad respect to Noah Allen and Ian Frey to see a Coconut
Creek
Grove guy and a Pembroke Pines guy guys come up through your academies, have to be the face of the team and taking some hard questions. It's been fascinating to see these 2 young men mature and grow during their path. So mad respect to them for having to be the voice of a team so young. So with all that, y'all be blessed. Holler at you later, players.
And that's basically what. Thank you, Yankee. That's basically what I'm saying here tonight. We got time. It's not time to worry. I see Louis is Rodriguez is saying Mikael is a weak as a defender. I don't agree. Yeah, he didn't look good yesterday. I think Mikael is a good defender. Are they pushing him up too high? Absolutely. He should not be up there. We need to keep our defenders back. We got to stop with this super high line. But maybe if we had a midfielder that could actually do something, we wouldn't have to push him up so high. But I don't agree with that Mikael is a weak defender. But I would agree he's had a couple bad games for sure. But we have time. We've got time. All we have to do is be in good form by the time the playoffs happen. We just need to be in the playoffs, preferably in the one of the top 4 spots to get home field advantage. But I saw there was conversation in the chat about Higuaín is greater than Berterame. I'll take Berterame over Higuaín all day. I hate Higuaín's attitude. He was not the kind of player I want on my team. Berterame works his ass off. I mean, he's not getting the goals. He was coming around. So this past game, he whiffed on several chances, but he works. He works hard, and he's not sitting there yelling at everybody. Although Rodrigo de Paul was yelling at him this game. But so there was somebody else mentioning they saw Higuaín. Yeah, here he is. Higuaín was seen right here.
Espera, hay un espontáneo que ha entrado al campo, tiene una cerveza en la mano. Esto no puede ser, el balón llega, este hombre está dos regates, hace portería, una cerveza, una locura absoluta, una locura total, creo lo que están viendo mis ojos.
He's here.
No
He's going to
ser.
score.
Leyenda absoluta.
You want Higuaín? There you go.
¿Quién es este hombre? Pase corto, buscan el espacio.
So there you go.
Espera, hay un espontáneo que ha entrado al campo, tiene una cerveza en la mano. Esto no puede ser, el balón llega, este hombre.
Higuaín is back. Yeah, there you go. Kata says, no way, Peter. Higuaín got us the Carolina Cup. Exactly. We were not a fan of Higuaín in this house and his antics. Do not care for him. I will take Berterame all day. I think there's still something there for Berterame. Whether we get to see it, I don't know. But I think there's a chance. I'd rather have Berterame. That's all I'm saying. But like was being mentioned earlier, if we need to if we have to buy out a contract and eat some crow to make this team better, I agree getting rid of him. But hey, so AI could be fun sometimes. That was a pretty funny post. But yeah, there was a photo of him looking in town or something, looking like a beach bum. This is funny. Sub 1089 says Messi needs to go. Messi is losing too many balls near the box. He cannot dribble, and he is not passing the ball, which is funny. But I'm assuming there's tongue firmly planted in cheek on that. But to that point, he did give the ball away quite a bit. Sometimes I think he just tries to put too much on his shoulder. And there you go. I agree with Sean Callahan. Gregory is greater than Rodrigo de Paul, 100%. I actually have a Gregory autograph picture here and a ball signed by Gregory right above my head. Got a chance to meet him at Caneswear. So I'm with Kata. I miss Gregory. All right, another voicemail. Last one, unless you guys leave another one.
Hey, Peter and Uncle Ed and all the great fans out there. Okay, take a deep breath, everybody. Let's not panic. Oh, you're about to start here. So, bottom line, we did look kind of, not so good. But after the World Cup, we can get like a really serious, important coach that I know Beckham is. Sir Beckham, happy birthday to him. Oh, that was not a good birthday night for him. But anywho, let's imagine that they're looking at some very good key players. Lewandowski was rumored. That's Ted's favorite, Uncle Ted, one of his favorite Polish players. amazing forward. Also, like I said, I think Sir Beckham is working on a proper coach. So everybody's just got to sit tight. And I'm glad to see Nubank also sponsored the F1. Messi was over there, and the kid won, an 18-year-old Italian kid. So just like our youngsters that are doing great in, on our team. And I think actually if they would lean a little bit more on people like Pinter looks great and Santi Morales, if we can sub them in. But I still love Suarez up there. He's still doing great. He was over there at F1 today too.
Yeah.
Okay, peace out. Love you guys. Love the show. Oh, that's a good shirt, Peter. And don't forget to get your hats, your merch, your gear from Kingswear.
This shirt was the free giveaway at the game. So, it says Inter Miami on the back, but if you went to the game, you were the first 10,000, you got this one. It's a pretty good design for a free giveaway shirt. A couple fun things I saw pop up while she was talking. Arroyo is greater than RDP. I would agree with that. I mean, well, look, we could keep putting him down. He also continues. Figal is better than Rodrigo de Paul. Well, Figal is more of just straight defender, but yeah. And then IL80 says, I'm asking if I'm drinking Newcastle. No, this was Dos Equis Amber, the amber one. I like it. I don't agree, Boss Daddy. I still don't agree. I'll still yell it. Remember when One World said it was rebuilding time? She called it. No, it's not. No, it's not. I'm going to keep saying it. She's wrong. You're wrong, Boss Daddy. You don't rebuild when you've got Messi on your team. You're just adding a piece here or there. They spent too much money on this club. They are not rebuilding. You can't. You can't. It's too late. This is who we got. Minus, additional, maybe one or two other players. If we're lucky, one or two more players in the summer. But that's the thing is, I'm trying to be positive and agreeing with Yankee Boy, and it's like, look, we chill out. We still have a long way to go. We still can win trophies. Relax. Even with this team, I would love to have a better tactical coach that could maybe work with this team. That again, if you're gonna in the second half, if you're gonna look that bad, put new blood in there. Like One World, One Goal says, put Santi in there. Let's see the young guys. But I agree with this. RDP and Berterame need to go. I don't think Berterame, it could happen, but they say money is no object, but that's a hard one to swallow. It's $15 million that you paid just to get the player. That's hard to just say in this country. Now, that may be no big deal in European football, right? To just, write off $15 million. That's hard in this country to just write off $15 million. But I think you're right. They should at this point. Because I was starting to feel like, all right, he's starting to turn around. He had, 2 or 3 games where, he scored 3 goals in 4 games, right? I think that's what it was. But he had so many opportunities yesterday. I think he could still be a decent player. Look, we saw him scoring goals, but not worth. And Rodrigo de Paul, Caesar's favorite player, is not, I don't think, going anywhere just because unless he pisses off Messi, unless they get into a girl fight, then maybe. Caesar, thank you for another $5 super chat. I'm posting in team social media thanking for the $10 promo with Tri-Rail and in the stadium freebies. All in all, sky is not falling. Lots of season left. Agreed. You want to complain about the ownership and all that stuff all you want. Look, I mean, look, you're getting $10 every time you ride Tri-Rail. I know that's maybe nothing to you, but it's pretty cool. They don't have to do anything. I like it. What Eric says, as far as writing off Berterame, $15 million is a tough pill to swallow, folks. It is. It's tough. before we go and fire everybody, let's get a new coach and see if we could get a coach that could do something with the pieces that we have. Everybody's saying that Mikhail is trash. He was doing really nice, doing well in Brazil, did well in Houston before. He's done well for us. Now he did get shoulder pushed off the ball. He did lose a battle with a man at his size. Should not lose. Did not have a good game on Saturday yesterday, but Louis Rodriguez saying tactical wise is the reason why this team is being compromised. And that's why, I talk about that a lot in this, because I am no tactician. I'm no coach. I don't pretend to be a coach. I'm just a fan that enjoys going to the games and cheering for my team. And that's it. But it feels like these mistakes, a lot of them are tactical. When you see how far we allow our defenders to go, and I say allow because maybe they're doing what they want to do. Maybe Falcone wants to be a forward. Maybe he wants to be up top. But you need to have a coach that says, no, you stay back here. You don't cross this point unless, obviously, the play goes. It makes sense sometimes. Tabaquito says, sky is not falling? No, the sky is not falling. Not yet. Look, if we continue looking as bad as we did in the second half of this Orlando game for the rest of until World Cup, in a more of an extended period, I could see it. I know we have a tendency of overreacting. We've only lost 2 games. Yes, it's embarrassing as hell. The wound is raw because it's Orlando. But we've only lost 2 games. Look, we're going to Toronto. We played well on the road. Toronto's not having a terrible season, not having a great season. They're in the middle of the pack. We should be able to beat Toronto. Then, Wednesday, going to Cincinnati. Cincinnati's had an up and down season. Fans aren't happy with them either. That could be a tough game. And then come home to Portland. Portland, we'll see Phil Neville come back. Should be able to win that game. Assuming Phil Neville isn't fired by then, right? He's hanging by a thread. Mikey says, but Orlando also had an interim coach with no experience. What is the excuse? Oh, I'm not giving you any excuse. Orlando outplayed us, but I will say this. We allowed it to happen. Orlando is in no way a better team. But they out-hustled. They wanted it more. We looked so tired in the second half. It felt like they were giving up. I mean, they're probably like, hey, I want to save my energy for F1. I'm going to go to F1. That's more important. So, hats off to Orlando City. But they are not a better team. The rest of the season will prove it. We are not tanking the rest of the season. We may have a rough patch. But again, we've lost 2 games. Only 2 games. Stancy says, at least this team is always entertaining. 100%. 100%. We have fun. Ups and downs. You're going to have a good time. You may leave the stadium unhappy, but it's a wild ride. It's like a roller coaster. Everybody likes a roller coaster. Inter Miami is Space Mountain. It's a roller coaster. Let's see. Kata says, trend is going down. I get it. I do understand that. I keep harping on it's only 2 losses. But, those were tough losses. And it does feel like we're trending in the wrong direction. I get it. I do understand. But I can't personally allow myself to get dragged down. I try to be as positive a person. And look, there was one of these shows we did recently where like we we did a whole show bitching and moaning about the team after we won a game. I don't want to do that anymore. I mean, we enjoy your club, enjoy your team, have fun with it, but they definitely need to do better. And at the end of the day, I have fun no matter what happens. But Tabaquito says, we were embarrassed. We paying a lot of money to watch this circus. Again, you pay a lot of money to be entertained. There are no guarantees in sports. We all know this. There's no guarantees in sports. You're going to have your ups, you're going to have your downs, but at least we have something fun to talk about. And you're going because you have fun. Now, some people obviously feel very differently than say I do. I have that kind of mentality of, look, did I go to the game? Did I have fun with my friends? I'm going to go back, win, lose, or draw. I mean, of course, I'm happier when we win. It was a quiet train ride because nobody's happy, but it'd be a lot more fun train ride if we were all kind of recanting the good parts of the game. But it didn't happen. I'm with Louis. Miami can still recover after these games. The sky is not falling. Sean saying Perlman is a better coach than Hoyos. That may be true. The Orlando interim coach against our interim coach. That may be true. That may be true. Hoyos should never have been with this club. Hoyos should not be the head coach. But here we are. YC is saying, I wouldn't be surprised if Toronto gets a win. I mean, anything's possible, but I think we are winning that game in Toronto. Unless they choose to rest a bunch of players. I don't know. Kata is saying, I'm happy the team was booed. We need organization to wake up. That I can agree with. Now, I'll tell you, I was at the stadium. I didn't hear boos. I didn't hear any boos. Not in my section. I don't know. I didn't hear boos. Maybe I was talking. I don't know. I do that a lot. But to your point, if you want to boo the team, I'm on board. Because going back to Tabaquito saying we pay a lot of money to see this circus. Yes, and with that, you have, in my opinion, earned the right to voice your opinion. That you are not happy with the product that they are charging you for. I 100% agree with that. Boo them. Boom. I agree. Just Jacob says, I met you at the game. Can't believe you founded the Southern Legion. Hey, just Jacob. Nice to meet you. Yeah, I was part of founding Southern Legion. It wasn't me by myself, but me and a few other guys. We started the whole thing. And we talked about this a bunch of times on this channel. So we're a lot of people will say we're the old OGs. So Boss Daddy says, I'm with you. I spent a lot to come down for the weekend and bring the family to the game. Had a blast. All is well. 23 more games to go. Exactly. Have fun. Go to the game. Relax. Now, again, if we go longer, if we look first half, Orlando, amazing team. We looked great. Second half, not so much. Although we still had some good shots. We just sucked on defense in midfield. But if we see that second half Inter Miami team for a few more games, yeah, then we should all be really concerned. Because that going back to the thumbnail, are we concerned? I don't think you should be overly concerned. We should have our antennas up, paying attention, and shouldn't be overly concerned. You do obviously want to see wins when you go and you spend that kind of money. Exactly. You want to get the value for your dollars. I get it. One of the videos that's available now for members is our food review where we did try out an arepa. And you'll see in that review the cost of said arepa. it ain't cheap. Nothing is cheap in that stadium. $19 beer, food items are very expensive. Parking is very expensive. Tickets are expensive. I get it. With a cost, you have certain expectations. I get it. But just chill out a little bit. That's all I'm saying. I'm not sure what this means. So let's see. Tabakito says, team sends young guys after the game to speak. BS. Should have been Rodrigo de Paul Suarez out there. Okay, yeah, I get it. Yeah. I've seen people on Twitter, raising some hell about that. And I would agree. I understand Messi doesn't talk to anybody. And everybody says, well, he's never done it at really any team he's played for. Okay, fine. He is Messi. He gets a pass. Fine. But Suarez should be out there. Rodrigo de Paul should be out there. Berterame should be out there answering for his whiffs, instead of always putting out Allen and Frey, right? Those guys are willing to talk, and they push those guys out, and they got to answer the hard questions. I'm sure people would much prefer, although we love Frey and Allen, and I would love to hear what they have to say, but I'm sure people would really prefer to hear from people like Berterame or Rodrigo de Paul and Suarez. And that is what should be happening. But Inter Miami plays by their own rules, and they don't do that. Ash Preetam says, it's not just winning, it's about playing at a high level consistently. Consistency has been a problem with this team this year, for sure. Consistency. But we're still so early in this season. The sky is not falling. The sky's not falling. There you go. This is my way of thinking. As bad as it feels, still alive for Leagues Cup, MLS Cup, Supporters Shield, and Campeones Cup. Exactly. Still alive. And as each of those championship kind of fall by the wayside, we can get more and more concerned. Eric talking about this next game. Toronto is not that great of a club. We'll probably win in Toronto. The game in Cincinnati is tougher. I wouldn't be surprised if we tie or lose that game. Yeah, I'm with you. I think we could beat Toronto, and hopefully we tie Cincinnati. Hopefully I would love to win Cincinnati, obviously, but being realistic, I think maybe we could tie them. They're not having the best season either. So, hey, on a positive note, Miami FC won. Miami FC beat, I think, Brooklyn. So a Miami team won this weekend. Maybe not the Miami team you want, but a Miami team won. So, Seek16 says, why did we barely sub anyone? Only Frey injured, maybe. And Suarez, bad knee forever, while Orlando used up all 5 subs. Yeah, that's coaching. That's a mistake. I wanted to see all those young guys come in. Mike V saying, it will go down in history as the first win at New Stadium was by Orlando. People forget that stuff. If you lift a trophy, none of that matters. Francisco says the Shield is already gone, -9 from Vancouver. Shield is already gone. We can still get the Shield. I'm sure of it. Assuming, hopefully Vancouver can stay in Vancouver, though. Let's hope for that. Never want to see a team lose their team. Yes, all the history. The first hat trick in New Stadium was by an Argentinian, just not our Argentinian. Exactly. So, all right. Well, what can we do? I don't know what else to say. I think we need to just relax a little bit, and obviously let's monitor the situation. But my biggest thing would be, I wish we did not have to wait until after the World Cup to get a new coach. I wish we could pull the trigger on a good coach now. I don't want to wait. I want a new coach now. And so that would be my biggest thing is I wish we didn't have to wait, because it seems like that's what we're doing, is we're going to wait until the World Cup. And I don't want to do that. I want to pull that trigger now and just be done with it. All right. So Eric's saying, it's bad when you hope the coach subs in Gonzalo Lujan. Lujan has been pretty decent this year. Mikey is saying, sorry to tell you, but the Ruckus is already making a song First Win in Camp Nou. You'll never sing that. You'll never sing that. Well, good thing, because our stadium's not called Camp Nou. So no worries. No problem. And who cares what the Ruckus does? Again, this is the thing. Orlando fans care more about us than we do. I look at this as like, it's just a loss. It's no big deal. We're going to get more losses. Yeah, it sucks that it was stupid Orlando. But they care more about us than we care about them. La Familia is not going to write any stupid Orlando song. At least I hope not. But meanwhile, we live rent-free in Orlando City Head. So whatever. Let's count trophies. Who cares? That's it. There you go. Kata's bringing it back to he knows the rules. Nerd talk at the end. Good thing for Mando and Grogu soon as a palate cleanser. Yeah, but I don't have high hopes for that movie. Real quick, I did go see today the Michael Jackson movie. Anybody go see Michael? I saw that today. Really good movie. I loved it. Very good. It takes you all the way up till just after Thriller, just after his the victory tour with the Jacksons and all that kind of stuff. It was good. I like it. All right. Mike V says there already is an Orlando song. Is there? I don't know. Then again, I don't speak Spanish, so what do I know? All right. Well, wrap things up. Tomorrow, be on the lookout for the game day vlog if you want to relive this misery. You can see at least you see more of the stadium as we walk around. We point out a few things, stuff like that. Later in the week, we should have the food review video up. I mean, it's up. If you're a member, it's up. Click the join button. You can see it now. And then we've got some more stuff coming down the pike. So trying to film more videos, more content, some short form videos to get out more stuff to you guys. So here you go. Eric saw Michael was great movie. Yep, I loved it. It was very good. All right, everybody. Thanks so much for... Oh, Francisco, hang on. He's curious about the Arepa. Go become a member, Francisco, and you can watch it right now. Thanks, everybody, for watching, and we will see you next week. Thanks, everybody.